We want that right down about in there somewhere, more or less. All right. And then this is up here. All right, here we go. Beautiful. How's everybody doing? Christmas Eve. Let's do a little farming. So where are we at on the map? I did turn this back on. I did probably half a dozen contract jobs off camera. The first ones did pay like £1,000, but there's only, like when we look here, let's teleport around a little bit. I think there's only one landowner on this map, right? Victor Robinson. And you can see our rep is climbing with him. So these are going up a little bit. Like this one is 1,400, but I did one the other day. This morning. I did one this morning that was like, yeah, I did that one. I think it paid $5,000, $4,000. So we made, I want to say, yeah, 13 grand because we were down to our last 100 pounds and our loan is at 290. Good grief. Oh, that stings. And I did, because we had a fertilizer spreader leased, I did go ahead and spray field 100 and then return it. I didn't want to keep it till this morning. And I also returned the drill that we used in field 100. Now field 95 grew overnight. It's already starting to grow. It's not harvestable yet, so we need to get this quickly raked up, baled up, and get this stuff off the field. And then we need to get another layer of fert on it, because I think then with seasons we'll carry one over. Yeah, it's always going to hold one layer. So if we get a second layer on it now, then when it grows again, we can get a third layer on it and have a better yield. So that's where we're at today. We've got 13 grand to work with. We're down at the store. I'll speed time up. We were down at the store. Moment. I'll speed time up until we, before I forget, I'll turn the grass off as well. So we'll hop right in here. We'll speed time up till the store opens, and then we will back it down to 15, 5. 5X is what we've been using. That's been working really good. So we'll get a rake now, something small enough for the 5600. Has to be, because that's the only tractor we have at the moment. And what else? I noticed on some of the contract jobs, we were using like the MT700, using really big tractors, and they were struggling. And I remember that, specifically the MT700. Moment. Had to cough. I was watching a stream, it had to be like 2 years ago, maybe longer. And there was a streamer that was using more realistic, and they were struggling in the MT700. And I remember how confused they were and how frustrated they were, because it's like a 500 horsepower tractor, and it really had like no grip whatsoever. So I do think at times more realistic can be over the top. We've talked about that, but you know, as far as what to do about it, you can go in and edit it. You know, just kind of grit our teeth. But with and we also used the big case Steiner, the big tracked case, and that was struggling as well. So I do feel like, you know, as much as I love more realistic, there are times when it is over the top. Okay, I think I'm set here. I was getting a little bit, I don't know if you could pick up on that. I was multitasking, and it was getting a little bit grippy. So we want a rake first, and I think we can haul any of these. I don't want to use those. For some reason, were these converted to MR? Did I convert them? I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know these are. So this is 9. This is 14. It's like half the price. Let's do this one. God, there goes our buddy. And we're going to need to keep this thing. I wouldn't say all day, but we're going to need to keep it because we need to rake a little bit and make room in the field, right? Then we need to bale. Then we need to go grab our bale trailer, our UAL bale trailer, get those bales off the field. Then we need to come back down here. Get this backed up. Then we need to come back down here. Right, like so. Grab a tedder, go back to the farm, make hay, right? Return the tedder, get back on the rake the rest of that up, get back on the baler, bale that up, and then grab a broadcast spreader and get some fert on that field. So we've got a long day's work cut out for us. I don't know if we can get it done in one stream or in one game day, but we'll certainly try. And we have all of today and all of tomorrow to get fert on that field before it grows again. So field 100 with the canola in it is triple fertilized and plowed, so we'll have a full 200% yield on that. Very cool. And hopefully we can get at least 3 cuts out of this grass field. First cut is going to be really, the one we're picking up now is going to be really, really terrible. And the only reason we're doing it is so we have food for our cows. And then off camera, I will do some more contract jobs and we'll use that to buy a food mixer. I think that's the only way that makes sense. The other thing we could do is rent a food mixer after our silage bales are cooked, right? Make like 60,000 liters of TMR and just dump it on the ground somewhere. Not very realistic, and I think my OCD would be triggered. So we will make hay bales and silage bales. We'll stack them and we'll put them up somewhere, and then we'll get, I think the used Keenan is like 20 grand. We'll just get a food mixer and we'll use it every day. And we do have, I want to wait till we have enough milk to fill the tank, but I think we're making about 4,000, 5,000 liters a day. And I think that's, call it 4,000 to 5,000 pounds per day. So I think we're going to make it, but absolutely by the skin of our teeth. It's going to be very close because we're up to 290 now on the loan, but there's no more. We could borrow another 10 grand, but I'd rather leave that, honestly, in case we have an interest payment or a vehicle rental payment or something that takes that number, that takes our bank balance down below zero. So right now we're on 11,000, right? If we had a $12,000 expense and we were negative 1,000, I'd rather leave that 10 grand on the loan so we could borrow enough just to get ourselves positive again. But yeah, I think I'm going to be doing a lot of contract jobs off camera. It's a nice out. I mean, we could have bought smaller fields. We could have, I guess we could have just got a dairy going. But at 4,000 pounds a day to feed the cows with TMR that we buy, I feel like, I don't know, because we sold the pellet sale building for 200 grand. And then we borrowed 200 grand. So I think we had about 400,000 to work with. This tractor was 100. That gave us 3. So I guess we could have not bought fields and just done cows. But we have no way to feed them at that point, right? Because we're not growing anything. So the only way that we can feed them is by buying food. That's like 4,000 pounds a day. Even if we had twice as many cows, you know, then we're going to spend twice that on food. So I figure if our cows are making us 5,000 pounds a day, but they're costing us 4,000, we've got a net of 1,000. That's a long time to pay off 50 cows. That's like 2 years to pay off 50 cows. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there is some very slippery sweet spot right in between where we could find a way to make money faster. But I feel like we were, I don't know, pretty careful as far as how we put this all together. I think it's just a hard map to make money on, the way both Bill starts you out. Not a bad thing. All right, and here we are at field 9.5. Man, when I saw that this grew, I was concerned, I have to say. I was concerned because I didn't know if we lost the grass that was on the field. Okay, so I guess we'll just go around the outside once. Does it make sense? Go around the outside once, make a swath, and then go pick up a baler, right? Get that baled up. Grab the UAL trailer, get rid of those bales to make a little space, and then we'll rake the other half of the field. Get that baled up, and then go grab the tedder. That is the plan. So we're right about in here somewhere. Yep, I think that's about as far back as we can go. All right, here we go. Hey man, what's happening? How's your day going? Yeah, that's not much. That is not much of a swath. Oh goodness, this is going to be brutal. But in terms of what it's going to save us, not having to buy TMR, I think it is worth it. Even if we buy the food mixer, I think ultimately it is still worth it. It's a good value. Listening to air raid sirens, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what an air raid siren is, but I don't know what part of the world you're in that you got air raid sirens going off. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not good. But it's not terrible. It's in a video? Right on. I am concerned though. I said in the description for the video, man, if we get 7 bales out of this field, I think we're gonna get a little bit more than that. But if we spend all this time and all this money, I'd only get a few bales. Oh, that'll be rough. But you know what? That happens. It's all part of the process. All right, so we'll head right down here. And I suppose we could do this with, we could do it first person with GPS, but I don't know. I think I'm just used to playing Farm Sim third person. Maybe it's because of the mods, right? Because we have such a variety of equipment to use. Don't know. It's different for every sim. Like in race sims, I'm only ever first person. Train sim, flight sim, truck sim. Yeah, but farm sim, I don't know. I mean, part of it is we do have this great big implement on the back and we need to sort of watch where it's going. Maybe that's where the habit forms. Don't know. All right down here. Try not to drive into the hedge. Yeah, yeah. Now 18 that's the mobile game, right? I think it depends. Once you're running seasons, I think it depends a lot on how the map maker sets up their geomod. But I know it was sort of a complaint in 15, and I think a little bit in 17, that silage was so OP, but you had access to it as soon as you started the game, right? Like if it was something you had to work up to, maybe that would be different. But the fact that it was like just so available straight away, you just skip everything and start making money. Fiona, how you doing? Merry Christmas. You're in Germany, right? So you're celebrating Christmas today? Merry Christmas. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Fiona. See you soon. All right, and I think, yeah, now back to the store. Oh, it's going to be $5 grand to rent that baler. It's going to hurt so bad. What can we do? All right, so we'll lift that. We'll turn it off. We'll fold it. Let's put it somewhere. Let's put it right over here next to this swath. Yep, right back here somewhere. Right about there. Hey, Caden, how you doing? There we go. All right, so back in here and back to the store. I think the only baler we can get is both power and money. I think the only one we can get is either the Little New Holland base game. What track do I like? Need you to be more. I need you to be more specific. Like, what's my favorite racetrack? Right about here. Yeah, we can only get the Little New Holland base game. Or the Straw Harvest. Yeah, the little Krona. Little round baler. I think I may go with the Krona because I really like it's got its own independent textures for bales. and I really like the way they look when they're done. So let's do that, and then we'll also need to... Oh, we need to get a wrapper as well. Son of a... What truck do I like? In this game or in Truck Sim? I would say on the ETS side, my favorite... you know, it's probably that Mercedes Actros. And on the ATS side, I'm really liking the Mack Anthem with the 48-inch sleeper. If that's what you're asking me. In Farm Sim, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of the T-Dub. And we'll buy one when we can. The reason we don't have one right now is can't put a front loader on it, and you can't put... Doesn't have front hydraulics. It's just got a weight on the front. All right. ATS, I think the Mack Anthem at the moment. The Cascadia is nice, but I feel like the Cascadia, the Volvo, and the Peterbilt 579 that I have, I mean, they're nice, but they're just so bland. They're, I don't know, there's just nothing to them. I'm running a Rabbinicus engine pack. They sound good. They have plenty of power. The models are good, particularly on the Volvo and the Freightliner, because they're brand new. They're just, I don't know, they're just kind of bland. The Mack has a little character to it, maybe. And the Western Star, I want to see what the Western Star looks like. T680? Yeah, that's sort of the same as the 579, though. It's just, I don't know, I find them to be just a little bit bland. One of the things I like about the 389 so much is it looks sort of like a hot rod. And I don't know if they'll ever bring in the old, is it the W800? It's sort of the Kenworth counterpart to the 389. It's sort of 1970s, 1980s, got kind of a hot rod look to it. All right, so we can do this one. Yeah, they are nice. They are nice, no doubt. I don't know. I wish they had a little bit more to them. All right, so this we can lease for $4,000. And it is 70 horsepower. So we're good there. And then if we go over here, Straw Harvest. This one is 80 horsepower. And it's $5,000. Yeah, I think I might take tomorrow off. I think I will. $6,000. I mean, the $2,000 could make a difference. We're that broke. Yeah. Because how much is it to rent the wrapper? $4,000. Yeah, I think that is that's smart. Only if you're making silage bales. The only way grass bales will turn into silage is if you wrap them. All right. All right. Yep, it took me a while to figure that out too when I first started playing FS17. The difference between grass bales, hay bales, and silage bales. So we're going to make half this field into silage bales, the other half into hay bales. And hopefully we won't have to buy TMR anymore. We may need to buy it one more time because with seasons, these bales will take 2 or 3 days to cook. So we won't have them available straight away. I also have a wheat pallet mod running, and I think we may need to get our cows a pallet of wheat if we want them to go up to 100% health. Somebody in the first stream that I did, they told me if you want to get over the 80% health bug, when you take the trailer to the barn, unload out of the trailer, then put them back in the trailer, then put them back in the barn, and that will enable them to go to 100% health, but ours didn't. They stayed at 80. But we're not feeding them any wheat, and that is a food type now. Either on this map or as part of seasons. I think it may be unique to this map. But we need to get some wheat for our cows. Now, we're going to bring in wheat, and we may set some of that aside. But I want to say last save game on the Western Shore, the dairy was eating like 25,000 liters of wheat per year. Oh, no, we can't do that because we're not growing wheat. We're growing canola. All right, disregard. Disregard. Yep. So we've got a wheat pallet mod. I've got a wheat pallet mod running, and what I'll do is buy a pallet of wheat, bring it up here, and give it to them. See if that takes them up over 80%. I mean, 80%, it's not bad. I'll take it. That's a solid B. But I would love to see them at 100%. And let me see. It's a bullet bill map, so it will have... I'm not running a sticky bales mod, but it's a bullet bill map, so it should have smart hedges. So any bales that get away from us, they'll only roll to the bottom of the field. They won't roll like halfway across the map, and we have to go looking for them. So, all right, what time is it? 9:30 in the morning. All right. Mostly I want to get all this grass up before tomorrow, because it is supposed to rain tomorrow. So we may be working late tonight to get as much of this in as possible. And carefully. And I don't know if this is done in real life, but we've got this manual drop on the round balers. So we may, I don't know, I feel like maybe we need to go to a specific part of the field to drop these, so they're all closer together for the wrapper. That might be a thing. All right, so right up here. And then right up here. Here we go. First person, third person. Let's do this. Third person. All right. It's a very stout little hedge. All right, so do we need to unfold this? We do. Beautiful. Turn it on. Drop that. Here we go. No problem on power so far. Let's see how bad it gets when we start climbing this hill. Oh, yeah. This is going to be... We are not going to get many bales out of this field. I still think it makes sense, though. I do. Because we won't have to buy food. And we can get this field closer to the next cut. And hopefully we get 3 cuts out of it. Yeah. All right. Hey, that's that sim farm life. What are you going to do? And if this thing can't make it up the hill... let's get our 4-wheel drive locked in now. If this thing can't make it up the hill, I guess we will, I don't know, do what we've been doing, just deadhead up top. Oh, we seem to be doing okay. You're having those grip problems in the MT700. I sort of feel like it doesn't matter what tractor you run on this map. It's just... with more realistic, it's just really tough to get around. So I don't think we need to get hung up on like, well, if we went to 200 horsepower, if we went to 300 horsepower, I don't know that it would make a lot of difference. Unless we had 300 or 400 horsepower and we were still using like tiny equipment, but that would look odd, would not be realistic, and it would be incredibly expensive. You know, to have 400 horsepower on a 3-meter cultivator or something. All right, so this one I think will drop when we're going across the top of the field. So I don't think that one will try to escape. And if the volume that we're putting in here holds, then the next bale probably won't be ready to drop till we're down at the bottom. So we'll drop that one side hill on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like 2 bales for the headland. Good grief. All right. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? And that is 95, 96. 98. Come on. There we go. So let's pick up. I'm going to back up just a little bit so we don't waste any grass at all. And then we'll drop this one. See how far it rolls. Beautiful. All right. Drop that. Back in gear. Here we go. And this field had, it was 2 layers of fert, but it was first harvest stage. So next cut, whether we get a second or a third, next cut will be 3 layers of fert and second harvest stage. So hopefully like double what we're getting out of this. More than that, that would be fantastic. And also, this headland may be a little bit light because the outside part of it, the meadow grass part of it, I think is a really low yield compared to the crop grass. All right, very carefully right around there. Yeah. 2 bales for the headland. Oh. I thought we were going to have bales all over the field and we'd be like driving in and out, trying to, you know, thread our way through them. I don't think we're going to have that many bales at all, so what I might do is just hop back on the rake right now and rake half the field and then head down to the store and get the wrapper. No, I missed a step. Rake half the field, bale that half, then run down to the store and get the wrapper. So there's 96. Right about there. All right. Let's see where this one wants to roll to. Yeah. All right. Let's see if it follows us. Yeah. No sticky bales in 17. Or there might be. Is there a sticky bales mod in 17? I know in one of the updates for 19, they really fixed the bales. They don't roll even on pretty steep fields. There you go. All right, stay right there. So now, lift that, turn it off. We can put this, because we've got some room to work now, we can put this, what side are we going on? We're going to rake the other side first. So let's put this over here somewhere. Right about there. Perfect. All right. And I'm going to pop the mini map open because I want to see where approximately half the field is. I know when I was mowing, I thought I came right down the center, but as we were getting done, I realized not quite. It's like 60%. So open this up. I'm going to go right about here. Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 6 silage bales and 6 hay bales, maybe. Oh, this is, I don't want to say it's not worth it, but 6 and 6 would be 12, that's 50,000, and we're paying 4,000 for 2,000 liters. Did it just get super cloudy? What happened? So that would be 50,000 liters of TMR. We're paying 4,000 for 2,000 liters. So that's 100 grand worth of food that we don't have to buy. So yeah, even with the price of a mixer, it is worth it. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it. All right, let's see if we can turn a big 180 here. And we can. Can we? Yep, we can. Okay. Yeah, I think ultimately it does make sense, but it's stinging a little bit. Maybe because of the grass that we were mowing and putting up on Purbeck Valley, and we got like, I don't know, 100 plus bales. I mean, different sim, different map, different everything. But I'd rather get 10x the bales any day. All right, so this won't take long. We'll bale up the rest of this and then go grab our wrapper. That but it's so thin on the ground, it's like I can't even see. Yeah, I missed a little bit right there. I'll probably go back for that with the rake. As broke as we are, I don't want to waste anything. All right, so maybe, I don't know how many lengths we'll have. 7 or 8. And we've got 6 grand. The only other thing we need is the tedder, and I think that's about 1,000 to rent. But we are going to, like, every hour, we're going to get dinged for a rental fee. Using YouTube picture-in-picture. Watch stream, play a game. Hell yeah, man. That's technology. That's multitasking. Well done. Now, can we do this without bumping that bale? That was sort of why I wanted to get those picked up, but since there were only 2, right? And of course, it's right where we need to be. Let's see if we can spin this around here. Perfect. And we do have that UAL trailer, so that'll be quick enough to get these picked up. Yeah, I feel like the only value we're getting from this field right now is we won't have to buy food. And I guess that's often the case, right, in farm sim, where you're not necessarily raising a crop to sell it. You could be raising it so it's something you don't have to buy, but as broke as we are right now, all we're trying to do is save money. And those contract jobs, probably tomorrow in-game. Yeah, because the canola won't be ready. And these grass fields won't be doing anything. Grass fields? Just one grass field. It won't be doing anything. It's not, there won't be anything that we can do in it. So I could spend the entire day in-game just doing contract jobs to try to make like 60 or 70 grand. Because as our rep goes up, we'll get paid more and more money. So I think, yeah, there's no other way. There's no other way we could do it. I mean, we could do it very, very slowly. Like I said, just have a net profit per day of 1,000 pounds from the milk, but it would take 37 years to get out of debt, and that's no good. I want to buy some other equipment. It was fun driving the MT700. I'm thinking maybe we could get one of those. It's a relatively, I mean, it's not a small tractor, but compared to something like the Smart Track, it's fairly compact. Get one of those. It wouldn't be completely out of place on a map with fields this big. But they're crazy expensive. I think they're $500,000. So, yeah. We need to make a lot of money before I could justify that. But maybe we'll do something a little bit different. Because I always, on a UK style map, I always run the JCB. I run the T-Dub and then a third or fourth tractor. I think our first save game we had the 1455, the Case D family, that super mod. And this thing? Yeah, maybe we had this thing running. I know we started with the county, but I couldn't get it converted over to more realistic. But maybe we'll switch it up a little bit, because I do tend to run the same tractors all the time. Alright, figure something out. Go, and maybe one more plus a little corner up there. And I did miss, I don't know if it's even worth raking, because if we try to rake that, we're going to mess up the rows to the left and right of it. So maybe we'll just hit that a couple times with the baler itself. But there's a little triangle that I sort of missed. I couldn't even see it. The grass was so, because this grew, the grass grew in the field overnight. And then the grass that we cut is so thin, I couldn't even see it. All right. It's so weird to be back on this map. Spent a lot of time on this. What was that? Like late last winter? Through the spring? Yeah, this dropped in December of 2019. Many hours. 225 hours, in fact. I know the exact number. I don't know how I feel about games doing that. I sort of like it, but I sort of don't. You see that number sometimes and it's like, oh man, I gotta get another hobby. I don't think I do though. I'm gonna keep my hobby. So right up here, man, it's too bad we can't bring back the tedder and the wrapper at the same time. Save a trip. And we don't have a second tractor, so even if I put in the play courses, it wouldn't matter. There'd be no way to get down there. Like no vehicle to get down there in. All right, that's done. So let's put this up momentarily. Oats. I got no oats. And we can, yeah, we'll leave it right here. Field's not that big. So go grab this thing. Where's this little ragged bit? Is it? Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Just need to remember where that is. I mean, maybe. I don't even think we're going to get one bale per length. But even if we did, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 2, 10. Maybe a total of 20. I'll take it. But I'm looking forward to when things really ramp up. And that happened, I want to say that happened on our last save game. That happened kind of suddenly. And it was right about the time we got the pigs going. That was when we really started making money. I was able to get a garden going and get a turbine. All right. So we'll do this first, this little bit here. Beautiful. And I think rather than trying to turn around, it's not that far. Let's just back up. Here we go. So we're at 25% now. Let's see where we are at the end of this row. Yeah. Now that was sort of half a row. That was like 2/3 of a row, but still. Not good. This map has the pasture mod. Is that what it's called? I can't remember what it's called. But the cows will eat grass from the fields. So I think even if we didn't buy the cows any grass or TMR or anything, I don't think they would die. I just don't think they'd make a lot of milk. Right? So they wouldn't really be costing us anything, but they wouldn't really be making us any money. Oh, look at this. And I think, yeah, let me think about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bale the rest of this. It is 11 a.m. Yeah, I'm going to bale the rest of this. The rest of what we've raked. And then I'm going to rake the other half, right? And when I go down to the store to get the tedder, oh no, I can't rake the other half. Can't rake the other half till we ted it. Son of a... Right. I'll figure this out. I'm trying to figure out the way to make the fewest trips to the store. And is there anything we can take down there so we're not deadheading? I don't think there is. Alright, we can't take the baler because we're still baling. We can't take the rake because we have to rake after we run the tedder. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to do it. Maybe we can go down and get the wrapper or something. I don't know. That is that. Okay. With that, we'll unload. And this is, yeah, it's going to follow us. It's okay. They can stack up at the bottom. Roll all over. I think we need to stop and let that thing roll out in front of us before we make our turn. No, it's going the other way. Oh, it's coming back. There he goes. Beautiful. All right, there's one. At least we know where he is. We'll have to see how big the trigger is on that bale wrapper. As far as where it captures a bale, whether we have to be straight up on it. And I do have, I'm running, it's not creator tools, but it's like creator tools. So we do have farmer strength if we want it. And, you know, same thing, I try not to abuse it, but we do have farmer strength if we need to shove a bale back onto the field. Not entirely unrealistic. If you had a bale that was just a little bit in the wrong place, you and a couple helpers could, right? You could move it a little bit, just with brute strength. Or would you need a spike on a front loader? All right, so that is, for our lengths, this is going to be number 2. Yeah, so total of 4 so far. Oh. Try not to bump that one. Carefully. Oh. Not careful enough. There we go. All right. I figured you could. It's not like you could pick one up and throw it, but you could probably move it a few feet. All right, so we'll get that closed. And these are, it's just the nature of this map. I think these bales are just going to keep rolling downhill. We can gather them all up at the bottom once we get the wrapper. We'll get a count for bales on this field with 2 layers of fert first harvest stage, and then compare it to 3 layers of fert second harvest stage. There we go. Yeah, I know it. I'm kind of in a hurry, though. I mean, that's the great thing about round balers is you can drop the bales wherever you want. And I did, like when I made the first pass, we got lucky because one dropped on top side hill and the other one dropped on the bottom side hill. But these ones now, I kind of want to get done with it because it's coming up on noon and it is going to rain tomorrow. And we need to get the other half of this field into the barn because we will, if it rains overnight, we'll lose what gets wet with seasons. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a super productive first cut, but it's even less than I thought it was going to be. But it'll keep the cows alive. And I think by tomorrow, hopefully they'll have made like 10 grand of milk. I don't want to head down there every day till the tanker's full. Right, I think they're only making about 4,000 liters per day right now. I want to wait till we've got a full 9,500 liters to take down, and that'll be close to 10 grand, 12 grand. So that is 97. Double. There we go. We may get one more. Yeah, we may get one more from the grass side. So, I mean, 6 silage bales, that's 25,000 liters, 24,000 liters. I'll take it. There you go. There's a sticky bale. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And if this isn't all the way full when we finish up that length right there, then I'll just need to remember that when we start bringing in the hay, when we start baling the hay, first bale that comes out is going to be grass because It's like whatever the baler touches first, that's what it considers that entire bale to be. So even if 99% of it is hay, if the first 1% is grass, it'll be a grass bale. So we got to remember to wrap that. Or not take the wrapper back before we wrap it. And we're okay on fuel. We need, no, reverse that. We're a little bit low on fuel, but we're okay on AdBlue for the moment. All right, so half done. Yeah, the name looks familiar. How you doing? Yeah, not quite gonna get another bale out of this. Right, so is there anything we can take down there now? So we're not deadheading. Yeah, you... yeah, I mean, I can't say 100% I remember you, but it seems familiar. All right, and for a tedder, what did we say? Let's see. Or do we want to wrap now? No, let's... Because if we do it this way... let's do it this way. We'll go down and get the... Oh, hell yeah, man. That's a very Merry Christmas. Congrats. Let me see. If we go pick this up now, then when we go back, when we take it back, we can pick up the wrapper. Yep, that could work. 75 horsepower, 12 meters. These are the same, really. Let's go with the bigger one. At least that. Oh, God. There goes our money. There goes our money. It's all gone. I don't want to dip into that last 10,000 of loan. Hang on, let me see how much milk we have. Because we could do... Oh, you know what we could do? Hang on. So if we go here... 6,000? Yeah, let's do this. Let's fill the milk tank up. Yeah, this could work. Let's fill the milk tank up. We'll take this down. Right, because the milk sell point is right across from the store. We'll fill the milk tank up. We'll take it down and sell it. That'll give us like 6 grand. Just a little bit more of a cushion, right? Because 2 grand is not enough, and we still need to rent the wrapper. So yeah, God, we are so broke. I don't think I've ever been this broke in Farm Sim, where like 1 in 2,000 pounds is make or break. This is unbelievably broke. All right. Here we go. And I think it may be more than that, because milk is like 1,200 per 1,000. So this would be 7,500. All right. It's not a full 9,000, but it's better than driving down there. I wouldn't say wasting a trip, but you know what I mean. And we'll come out of the deal with like 7 grand. And I'm going to use the opportunity to get something to drink. All right, so hop in here now. Out of the way. Here we go. And I have to remind myself to be super, super careful. Because the tractor and the trailer are both converted to MR, and this thing will flip when it's loaded with like 0 warning. And then you got to reset and you lose whatever's in the trailer. Don't want to do that. Not as broke as we are. And it's what time? 12:30? Yeah, this is going to be... I think right about the end of the episode is going to be the end of the day. And hope we can get all this in. I think we can. We may be working till midnight, but I think we can. And I'm more worried about getting the hay bales in. Once we get the silage bales wrapped, they can be out in the rain, no problem. But the hay bales cannot. And that would be terrible to go through all this work and spend all this money and end up with like 1,500 liter hay bales. And we'll just leave our milk trailer down at the store and pick it up later today. And when you think about like where we end up in these save games with like millions of dollars of property and equipment and millions of dollars in the bank, and right now we're sitting on a 290,000 pound loan, and we got $2,000 in the bank and one tractor. Carefully right through there. And this traffic circle right here has almost got me a couple of times. So what are we thinking for milk? Because when I look in that menu, I can't see a price. So we can, because there's 6,000 in here, so we can just divide it out that way. Figure out what we're getting. And I don't know if that's a fixed price, or if it goes up and down like everything else. I want to say it's fixed because you sell milk daily, right? There's no other crop that you sell daily. So right in here. All right, we're on easy. Jackknife, easy. So we're on $2,000. Call it $2,000, and we got 6,000 liters in here. Yep, here we go. $42. Okay, I thought it was closer to 1,200 or 1,500. That's more like 8. Is that about right? 8. I mean, I'll take it. No doubt, I'll take it. And I think that what we did right there, I think that may be the difference, because I really don't want to dip into that last 10 grand of loan. But without selling that milk, I don't think we'd have enough to get the wrapper and cover other expenses. Like we still need to get a broadcast spreader. As soon as we're done getting all the grass off this field, we still need to get a broadcast spreader and get another load of fert on it. Whether we do it tonight or tomorrow, we need to do it as soon as possible before it grows a second time. All right, right in here, and we need fuel for this thing. Oh, it's always something. We'll do that on the way back to the farm. All right, so there's that. Here we go. think we could skip fuel for now. It's not, this is a small tank on this thing. It's not going to be expensive to fill it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it now. Save the drama later, because have we filled up at all yet? Or have we done everything that we've done so far? Have we done that on half a tank? Because if we have, then we don't need to fill up, but yeah, it's only going to be a couple 100 pounds. Let's just do it. Just get it over with. I don't want to spend any money at all. None. All right. There. And I think I have slower refueling on. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe more than a couple hundred. So we had 60 liters in the tank. We're going to, yeah, call it 100 liters just to keep the math simple. Here we go. 236, not bad. All right, so pull out of here carefully. Here we go. And I do have my steering sensitivity as low as it'll go, but on gamepad it's still pretty sensitive. Darrow, what's happening? No mayhem so far, but we got a ways to go. Who knows what'll happen? We got half a field raked and baled, grass bales. We're going to wrap those for silage, and we're getting ready to flip the other side into hay. We'll get that baled as well. So right up here. And right through there. Beautiful. It sounds like a plan. I don't know if it actually is a plan, but it certainly sounds like one. Now, here's the next problem. Oh god, it's bigger than I thought. Here's the next problem. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this. Because we can sort of see the cut grass now because it's darker, but I don't know when we flip this. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it really. Let's see. Yeah, it's you can see it. You can see it a little bit. Wow. All right. I love this map, and I'm looking forward to this save game, but it has been struggle bus 100% so far. Get rid of that. Make a little room on the screen. The nice thing is, I mean, we're sort of cheesing it, but being in 17 instead of 19, we get our hay straight away. If this was 19, I don't think it would be ready today. It's sunny. It's not that warm. I don't think our hay would be ready today, and it's going to rain tomorrow, so we would be out. Pallet filling station. Tell me what that does. Is that anything like what was that thing for the mod contest? The big Gaville. the thing that wrapped anything. You could make manure bales or like wood chip bales. Is it like that? Or is it the little Flegel thing you can make anything out of? So drop that. I'm just trying to make a little room to turn up top. I know Hoff Bergman has some really cool mods from Farmer Andy and other people at Modding Velt. One of them is a Flegel wrapper. It'll make bales out of anything. All right, and again, I don't think I cut this field right down the middle. The Flegel thing? Oh, right on. Now, have you played Hoff Bergman at all? Are you familiar with that? I feel like we didn't cut this field down the middle, but it's okay because the hay bale side is going to be the bigger side. And this is the one that takes the more steps. So, did I say that right? I think it makes sense. If we're going to have one side bigger than the other, it's better for it to be the hay side than the other side. Maybe. I don't know. All right, is the stream still good? I just got a little pop-up. Stream health is it's still good. It says we dropped a couple frames. Hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Stop that. And that. What's going on over here? We still good? I think we're still good. Okay. Step that back up. Yeah, I like Hoff Bergman. It's very different than the style that I'm used to. And it's, I think, probably the most script intense map that I've ever played. But I know, yeah, it's Modding Velt. I know the Modding Velt crew, well, German, so of course it's going to be very script heavy. But their website is just so many really cool scripty mods. $3 meters? You know, I think sometimes it still is. The equipment that they put in Farm Sim, I get the feeling it's like the sexiest equipment, but there's some really like tidy, boring equipment that people use in real life, like the Rooster. The Rooster's not nearly as sexy as the Ropa Pack, but I suspect that there's a lot of farmers using something like the Rooster, probably more than are using €500,000 Ropa equipment. Yep, Modding Velt is solid. Black Panther, I think Black Panther's gone. I don't know, it moved. The only place I'm able to find their mods now is, well, I can't find them anywhere. I still have mine on a backup drive, and that's where I was able to get them. But Forbidden Mods, Modding Velt, and Black Panther, I think, were my go-to for German mods. And then Simply Safe is more like the UK style. All right, this went quick. So I think after one length, maybe 2 more lengths, we'll be done with this thing. We have to take something back, so let's just take the tedder back and go pick up the wrapper. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, because the baler is the most expensive thing we have right now, so that would be the first thing we want to take back, and take that back as soon as possible. But we can't take it back till after we rake and bale this other half. So let's how do I, yeah, okay, so we'll rake, then we'll bale, and we'll take the baler back first and pick up the wrapper while we're down there. And then just gradually, like, get all this other stuff back down to the store and get it returned. So I think we could take the, as soon as we're done with the rake, we could take that back, for example, but in the time that it would spend for us to get down there and back, we'd be putting hours on the lease for the baler. Makes sense? When we could be baling with it and take that back first. I don't have a spreadsheet, but you see what I'm getting at. Yeah, I feel like the period of peak mod for farm sim has passed. It seems like the modding community is just smaller now. I don't know if people have moved on or grew out of it or got sick of it, or if that's spread over all sims and all games, that people just aren't modding the way they were 5 or 6 years ago. It does feel different now. And it could just be specific to farm sim, that people sort of lost interest when 19 dropped and got out of modding, but it seems like there are fewer good mods for ATS and ETS. And even on the racing side, you know, R Factor 2 has mods. I'm all off of Assetto Corsa right now, but Assetto Corsa had mods. It seemed like there were fewer and fewer of them as time passed. You know, I saw a really interesting comment. I was watching Flinter's stream Hunter Call of the Wild. Somebody asked him, when will the game open up to mods? Because there's another one called Hunter Classic from the same dev. And it's free to play. Everything is microtransactions and loot boxes. And somebody asked him, when are they going to open it up to mods? And he was like, oh, probably never. I mean, that's how they make their money. If you've got a game that you give away for free, and the only revenue you generate from it is loot boxes and microtransactions, and you open it up to mods, who's ever going to buy a loot box again? So it's, as much as we say that a company like Giants kind of relies on the modding community to complete their game for them, all the way at the other end of the spectrum, you have a company like Dovetail that does not have mods, but they sell DLC. You know, they release one every 25 minutes for between 15 and 30 bucks. And people say, you know, it's just a money grab. You're constantly selling DLC. So it's a trade-off. I think every developer looks at it differently. You know, that's a fantastic point, because I've stepped away from 19 for the moment. We're back on 17, and having been away from 19 for a year before I played Purbeck, I forgot how good the models were. Like all the little pieces and parts in the implements, the animations, like how slowly everything moves, and just the quality of it is really, really good. And when you look at, you know, 15, before they had the license for John Deere, you know, when there was a lot less equipment and it was a lot more sort of rudimentary, right? Like when the Corona Ultimate was a bigger deal. It's still a big deal, but it's not as big a deal as it used to be. But that's a very good point. That's the reason I'm not using pro mods in ETS2 anymore, is base game map with DLC is big enough that I don't really feel a need to go through the hassle of using pro mods. It's a fantastic mod, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. And it does, they say there's no impact on performance, but I don't agree. I see a difference. But base game map, I rarely, in one save game, I rarely get up to 100% discovery. I've used a few workshop mods for Spin Tires and Mud Runner. I never used any for, no, I take that back. I used a few for Snow Runner, but all of them were just base game with edits to the XML to give them like 65,000 horsepower. So I didn't find any of those to be, like, I didn't see anybody that had created a 3D model in Blender and brought it into Snow Runner. It was mostly just edits of base game stuff. So turn that on. But I've got some good mods for Spin Tires and Mud Runner. Man, I think I'd like to develop a video game, but then then I realize I probably don't. That's one of those things that it seems like a good idea until you have to do it, but it's, I mean, how do you, all the different types of players that there are, how do you try to please everybody, right? How do you find the group of people that your game is going to resonate with, and then market it to them and hope that they like it, and hope that they don't find a way to get around your DLC anti-cheat, start bringing in mods of their own, and suddenly nobody's buying your DLC anymore, and you're not making any money. All right, so right back down here. Something I'm really surprised about is that SCS has not built in a livery editor, built it into base game. Even if it's just sort of, you know, sort of basic, sort of generic, just some way that people could skin trucks without going through third-party apps. It's, I mean, once you've done it a couple times, I don't think it's that difficult, but figuring out the process, like what to download and where to get the templates, and you know, how to lay everything out. First few times, it's a little, you know, perplexing. I think that would be a fantastic thing to add. Same for iRacing. That you've got to do all that manually. And it's not that hard, but, I mean, it's not that hard if you know how to do it. But nothing's hard if you know how to do it. It's the things you don't know how to do that are difficult. And the same with scripting. I don't know if anybody would ever make a, I don't even know how you do it. I mean, Dreamweaver was a big deal. If you're old enough to remember Dreamweaver, Dreamweaver was a big deal because you could sort of visually design web pages, and you didn't need to know HTML anymore. And as it evolved, ASP and JSP and everything else, you didn't need to know really how to, I don't want to say how to do anything, but if you had an idea of what you wanted your page to look like, you could build it more visually rather than building it line by line in code. And I think about the same thing for scripting, that if you had an idea of what you wanted FarmSim to do, right, that you could go into some kind of a script editor and just tell the script, you know, take this fruit, this value, whatever, and we're going to do this with it. And it generates a little GUI, and it, you know, and you hit the export button and it makes a mod. I don't know. I think that could work, but it might be harder than that. And I continue to be impressed by Giants Editor. The fact that it's such a lightweight, why are we going so fast? That it's such a lightweight app and fairly easy to learn. Hang on, right down here. Whoops. Perspective. Thought we had a little clearance there. It's fairly easy to use. It's lightweight. It doesn't use a ton of resources, even with a big map unpacked. And then it works for both maps and vehicles. All right, here we go. You know, I might be wrong. I thought we had, because we had, what, 8 lengths? 9 on the silage side, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, maybe I did get it right down the center. And it is now, what, 2:30 already. Time is flying. I think we're going to be finishing up in the dark. But looking at the near-term forecast, because I think the next to the clock top right, I think whatever the weather you can see next to the clock, I think that's supposed to be the next 6 hours. So we've got sun at least till the end of the day today. Yeah, I think we made a payment since we came up here, because I just looked up there and we've got $4 grand left. Didn't we have like 8 a little while ago? We got to get that baler returned. We need to get this baled as quickly as possible and get that returned, because it is just taxing us. And we have nothing left to sell. I mean, I could do a contract job, but that would really slow the stream down. All right, right around there. And right back up here. Yeah, I guess we did end up half and half. Okay. That works. And I will grab the UAL trailer to pick these up. I don't think we have time to hand load these. Yep, same as the other side. We'll have a little triangle at the top, a little half a row. All right, back up top. I haven't seen any really big differences so far. We're on a different farm than any that I've been to before. We were more in the center of the map last save game. But when I looked at the farms that we were at last save game, the yards didn't seem a lot different. But it did say in the notes that the yards were different. I know the store is different, and there's supposed to be a lot that happens this winter. Like when it starts to snow, there's a lot of surprises and Easter eggs and stuff. But at the moment, I'd say it's well, I mean, obviously it's very similar to the way it used to look, but I haven't noticed any really big differences yet. Farmyards are different? Okay. Always so fast down the hills. Yeah, Bramble Lane looked the same. And that was the map, the farm that I spent most of my time on. But like this farm could be radically different than it was in V1. But because I was never here in V1, I wouldn't be able to tell you the differences. Alright, and there is that done. We can park this, let's put this on the far side, headed down the hill. I mean, knowing what a perfectionist Bullet Bill is, and the fact that it took close to a year from V1 to V2, I would guess that, yeah, there are some pretty significant changes. But like I said, I'm just not, I personally am not able to spot them, but that's not to say that they aren't there by any means. All right, so as quickly as possible, let's get this baled up. 3 p.m. Oh, damn it. So we've got now, it did just change over next to the clock. It did just change over to rain. Damn it. If it rains on us and we lose some of this. Yeah. I mean, we're banging on the FPS limiter at 60 right now. And it wasn't a slow map before by any means, but it seems to be even faster now. For a map this big and this detailed with these kind of sight lines, to play that fast, are you kidding me? The guy's some kind of a wizard. All right, so we really need to do this. I am concerned now. Yeah, Crumble popped in the other day and said there's a lot going on in the winter. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that is. And we didn't really, there was no way to do it. I tried to bring a couple winter things into Purbeck. I mean, I guess we could still do winter. When I think of winter, in gaming, I always think of the holidays. But yeah, we could still do winter because it's late December. Let's see if we get rid of it around here. This will be a grass bale. And I was saying it's a hay bale. Alright, so let's lift this. Is this grass or hay? Here's grass right here. Let's drop this one next to it. Let's see if this is grass or hay. That is a hay bale. Alright. I mean, they're all going to the same place, but that's interesting. Has it always been like that? I was under the impression that whatever the bale started as, that's what it would end up being. All right. I'm thinking what we may want to do is, instead of wrapping these, as soon as I'm done baling, maybe go get the UAL trailer and try to get all this under cover before it rains. Yeah, let's do that. Because I think we've still got a couple game hours before it starts raining, but we are on 5x time and it's already kind of mid-afternoon. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get everything put away, and then we can wrap what we want to. And there won't be a possibility of losing any of these bales. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Okay. I think this may be the smallest swath that I've ever swathed. And I can't believe how light this is. Watching my little count down there. It's 29. 50. There we go. All right. Trying to hit the tedder again. Already hit it once. And for canola, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60,000 liters out of that field. Hard to say. And it's typically around 1,000 per 1,000. So maybe 50 grand. And then we'll straight away put in a winter crop. Probably wheat, because we need it for the cows, and straw bales. We've got like 6 straw bales right now, 5. But we'll need more in time. Did I have it backwards? Because we just ran over some grass, and when we did, it flicked back and forth from hay to grass. I thought it was the first thing that the baler picked up was what the bale ended up being, but is it the last thing that it picks up? $50, $80. There's Bale. Right. So do we risk it? If we finish up this length and the one next to it, and then take the baler down immediately and grab the wrapper, we almost sort of have to, because the store is going to close. It closes what time? 6 p.m.? Yeah, we almost sort of have to grab it now. So we go get the wrapper and come back up here, then it's just the possibility of it starting to rain while we're wrapping before we got everything in the barn. I mean, if it starts raining, I guess we can just grab the trailer immediately. I think it's going to be a couple hours in game till it rains. And on 5x time, that's what, about half an hour in real time? 20 minutes? Can we get down there, get this dropped off, get the wrapper, get back up here, get the grass bales wrapped, and then grab the UAL trailer and get everything into the barn before it rains? It'd be very, very close. All right, we'll give it a try. And I don't think, because you can't drop a half bale with this thing, like with the square baler. I don't know if we're going to get this last bale out of here. Oh, no. If it ends up at like 95% and we can't get it to drop. Oh, game. Always breaking my heart. Yeah, let's see if we can find some little bits. I don't think we can find that many little bits on the field. Maybe a couple here and there. There's one right there. Yeah. I don't think we can find that much. It's a little bit right there. Yeah. I think this bale is more or less wasted. 2,700 liters. Yeah, we don't have time. We don't have time. All right, so let's go to the store as quickly as possible. Get the wrapper. And then get back up here. It's gonna be close. And really, I don't even know if we have enough money to lease that wrapper. Wasn't it 4,000? 2,000 or 4,000? We're gonna have to bump our loan again. We could sell milk tomorrow. And once we get these bales in, we could probably sell our bale trailer for the interim. Right? Because we won't need it again until the next time we do grass. But that'll be in like 2 days. Like 2 days in game. Maybe hang on to that. I don't know. Lease it next time. Alright, starting to drive a little bit recklessly. Getting out of hand here. Let's just calm down. Alright, so here is, ooh, careful. So here is this. Alright. Right there. And how much is this thing? What was it? The wrapper. It's this one. Yeah, $4,000. Ah! Why? We had 2,000 pounds, now we have 400. What just happened? All right, so we got to go here. Borrow another 5 grand. All right. Let's release that. When I'm done with the stream, I'll have to do contract jobs off camera before midnight tonight, because we'll have expenses go through at midnight for the animals, and I don't think we have enough to cover them. I've never gone bankrupt in this game before, but I think we would go bankrupt because we've got no more on the loan. We got another 5 grand, but that's basically nothing. So if our account went negative overnight and we had no way to bring it positive, are you bankrupt then? Like, what happens at that point? Does your equipment start disappearing and it sells it, or is it game over? Yeah, I'm driving like a lunatic trying to get this done before it rains. And the nice thing is all our bales will fit on one trailer. So we won't be making multiple trips up to that field to gather everything up. I think that trailer holds 18. I don't think we have 18 bales. Trying to read the chat and just about ran into that truck. You're not going broke, or you're really even farming. Yeah, I feel you. So right here. And the thing is, even after all this, we still don't have a way. I mean, the silage bales won't be ready for 2 or 3 days, and we still don't have a way to make them into animal food anyway without a mixer. So we're sort of no better off than we were before. I'll need to do at least, I'd say 40 or 50,000 of contract jobs to be able to give us a little bit of breathing room and be able to afford the animal food mixer. So yeah, we're not out of the woods yet. All right, here we go. Slide through here, and this thing gets unfolded. It does. And I think, just to be safe, because we can... There we go. If you're not paying attention, you can wrap hay bales. Is that correct? That's grass. Okay. I want to make sure we don't accidentally wrap a hay bale. All right. Here we go. So we'll drive around the outside first. I think there's one. Yeah, that's a grass bale up top. Almost positive, because it's on the grass side. And then I think there's another one on the other side going down. I know this is grass. No need to confirm that. And this is grass. Yep. Me and the boy are just going to drag this out of the hedge a little bit. Nothing drastic. Nothing crazy. Just going to move that right there. Sir. There you go. Yeah, the sky's looking a bit ominous. All right. Takes off. Here we go. As far as what's under here, there he goes. As far as what's under here, I think this is hay right here. That's lighter. Yep, that is a hay bale. 1/3 of a ton. All right. And then this is a grass bale. Yep. I think we can get in there and get to that. Now let's pull it out a little bit. Just a little bit. Right about there. All right, so we'll drop that. So we'll drop that. There we go. Drop that. We'll grab that one. So that's 4. And then this is 5 right here. Grass. That is grass. Like that. Preview dropped again. Hope the stream's okay. Pick this one up. Now, did we not have more hay bales? There's one over there. I'm seeing like one hay bale. There were more, were there not? Are they all down here? All right, there's that. Let me set the brake. Where did our hay bales go? All right, so here is, they're all up against the fence. That's 2, 3. Is there one more over here? We got 4 hay bales? Really? I mean, it's food we don't have to buy, so I'll take it. We'll drive all the way around the edge of the field with the UAL and see if we can scavenge any others. Wow, that's rough, bad. That is brutal. All right, so I think we can fold this thing now. Fold that up. And same thing, we'll just park it up along the edge of the field here to get it out of the way. I'm going to move the tedder because we need to go right along the edge of the field with the UAL. We'll get this out of the way. And we did return the baler. That's the most expensive piece of kit we leased. All right. That. All right. Let's go grab this thing and see how we did. So we want round bales. Round bales. And how do we get this thing in here? Yeah, it must have been that way. It's going to mix all these together. I'll get them sorted out when I unpack them. So right up there. There may be another grass bale hidden in the weeds, but I don't think so. I think this is it. It's not 3. It's got to be more than 3. All right, I didn't like that one. Hang on, we'll take another swig at it. And there's nothing else up top, right? One there. I mean, a good day playing Farm Sim is that's a good day. So no complaints, but this has got to be one of the least productive fields that I've ever worked. This does not bode well for our save game. All right, I think I see one there, maybe. It looks like, yeah, everything's kind of popping in and out. I mean, I can see one right here that we didn't get into the trigger for, but I think there may be some that went through. So we'll take a look. There's that one. Is there another one like right down there somewhere? No, I don't think so. All right. So I'm going to park this momentarily. And let's go take a look down here. I could have sworn there were more. Let's see if anything made it through. Parkour. 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 Not seeing anything else in here? Yeah, man. I think we're out. Somehow we got 3 hay bales? Really? Yeah, not seeing anything in here. Okay. Well, Smart Hedge did what it's supposed to do, but we've really only got 3 hay bales. Oh. All right. Where are we out of time? Oh, that's perfect. We're just about 2 hours. That works out. So what I'm going to do is this. Let's go back out here. Break off. Let's take these around. We'll get this backed up into the barn. And yeah, I guess we'll call it. And then, I mean, I want to get fertilizer on this field, but I don't know how we can. Because we would need to lease the spreader. That's a couple thousand. And then we would need to buy fert. And that's 1,000. So we would need to take our loan up to like the maximum. We could unload this trailer and sell it. We're going to need it again, though. Soon. So I kind of want to keep it. Hey, Fried, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'm at a bit of a loss now. Well, we could do a contract job. Those are no fun. not in stream. Sir? Wanted to kick that back end over, but it didn't kick. Get in there. Come on. No, it's just not... It's not biting. There we go. Baby. That's how I got it in there before. Alright, so before I forget, let me unload this onto the trailer. Put the straps on. Yeah, there we go. So if we do sell the trailer, I don't want to forget and leave the bales on there and then sell the trailer, and it takes the bales with them. So let me see here. What can we get for this trailer? What's the smartest way to do this? I think the stream is going great. The farm is not going so great. We are on that economic struggle bus. We could sell the front loader. So that'd be 3, that'd be 45, 5,000. And then 11 for that would be 22,000. And then 20 for that would be 40. Right? So we could sell the milk tanker and just let our milk tank fill up. So if we wanted to lease a milk tanker, that would be where under animals. Because what I'm thinking is if we sell that, right? How do we transport milk? What is that under? It's not under animal transport, is it? Miscellaneous? How do you transport milk in base game? Does anybody know off the top of your head? It's not here. I mean, I know we can use the Coda Universal, but in base game, is it just tippers? No. No. TPW, sprayers. It's not slurry tanks. It's not under animals. That's just water. Oh well. Oh, hey, thanks, Fred. I'm glad you made it too. So this thing is, if we wait till it's full, right? 9,000 liters of milk is going to pay like 7,000, and it's 2,200. So we get 5,000 net per trip. So let's do that. Let's sell our this thing because we really do need the money. We'll keep this for now. We'll keep the front loader, and then we'll lease a trailer next time we need it. So now, what time is it in game? 5:45. We have 15 minutes to get down to the store. So let's do this. Let's lease a spreader past it. There it is. Let's lease this thing. 700 liters. That's enough to do one field. 500. And then let's get one pallet of fert. There we go. All right. So we'll get fert on this field. We did get our bales in and get them out of the rain. I don't think I've ever been this broke on a map before. This is crazy. And that'll give us 8,000. So one hay bale and one silage bale is going to be, call it 8,000 liters. Oh no, they're 3,000 a piece. So call it 6,000 liters. So that's like 1.5 pallets. So that's about 6,000 worth of food, worth of TMR. So every time we drop in one hay bale and one silage bale, we're saving $6,000 that we don't have to spend. So I think it's worth it. I just really thought we'd see, I don't know, a few more bales, 12 or 15 at least, but so it goes. All right, but we will get fert on this field so that next cut we get more than we got this cut, and I guess we'll sell milk tomorrow. I'll do contract jobs and we'll sell milk. And I will at least buy the food mixer, and possibly we'll buy another milk trailer. but probably not. I think we may lease for the time being. It's a pain in the ass to drive down there, pick it up, go back to the farm, fill it up, drive down, sell it, sell the milk, and then sell the trailer too. Or return it after we lease it. It's a pain in the ass, but I think it makes sense right now until we get some money coming in. And I'll just need to keep doing contract jobs till we have, I would say 40 or 50,000 to be comfortable. And that still doesn't address the loan. But it will keep us going until we bring that canola in. And until the cows start reproducing. We'll make it. We will make it, but it's going to be difficult. You know, I'm always keen to see American maps because there are so few good ones. All right, and we are just, barely making it to the store. This has been a hectic day, I'll tell you what. Hectic day on the Sim farm. So we flipped around here. All right. Get this filled up. Pallets are 1,000. This thing holds 700, so we've got 300 at the farm. I thought about using that, but 300 is not enough for that whole field. So what I'll do is bring this pallet up off camera, and that'll give us 600 at the farm. So the next time we lease this thing, we won't have to buy any fert. We'll already have 2 pallets and nearly a full spreader already at the farm. It's on Mod Network. Farmersburg, Iowa, right on. Is it a great big Midwestern kind of like an industrial scale farm? Really big square fields? Oh, right on. I'll take a look. I've only played, in the whole time that I've been playing Farm Sim going back to 15, I think I've only played a couple really good American maps. And I think the first map I ever got on, ever, was American Outback with the brown grass. And not only have I never seen a place like that in America, I've never seen a place like that anywhere in the world. It's like a moonscape. But I feel like the game's come a long way since 15. I feel like in 15 it was definitely more of a game, and once 17 dropped and the modders got a hold of it, I feel like Farm Sim really took on a more realistic feel than it had in 15. Because in 15 I played American Outback and Bjornholm. Yeah, and then, what was the other one? Bridgestone? No. There was another American one, the big red barn. Yeah, I feel like that was, what was that called? It was the base game American map in 15. And then when 17 dropped with Goldcrest Valley, better. And even Ravenport in 19, it looks like several different parts of the United States kind of, I don't know, swirled together. It's good. I mean, Goldcrest Valley and Ravenport, they're video game maps. They're not bad. They're just not built in maybe the realistic style that we want or expect. But they're not bad. They're just they're game maps versus sim maps. Yep, I will take a look at it. My benchmark is Lone Oak. I don't know how somebody who's not from the U.S. could make a map that sort of captures like all the details. the way that map does. It's amazing. Normal size with a lot of small fields. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's also not typical. I think most map makers, when they make an American map, they make it more to that industrial size, is how I think of it. Rather than family farming, it's more, it's not quite corporate farming, but it's definitely industrial scale. And there's certainly plenty of families that own big industrial farms. All right, so let's get this going. And this will be 2 coats of fert. I know, we're gonna spend, you know what? I guess I could have grabbed one of these on the way down there. I didn't even think to come back up here to this field and grab one of these pieces of kit, but I can take these down. I'll take them down in the order of their expense, like whatever the most expensive hourly is. I'll take that one down first. And yeah, I'll just get everything returned off camera. I will do some contract work off camera. And next episode, what will we be doing? Next episode, let's do this. Let's, I don't think we'll be ready to feed animals yet because the silage won't be cooked. Let's, I don't know, maybe we'll just muck out, kind of organize things around the farm and then skip a couple days. I imagine that this grass will be ready for second cut before the canola is ready. But I typically don't like to do the same thing 2 times in a row, so the idea of mowing this field a second time and doing grass work again without anything in between, I try to be careful of that. Try to mix it up. So I may do the grass work off camera and put everything up, and then we would come back to canola harvest. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right on. Yep, I'll check it out. And I took a look at Ernie's stuff from Simply Safe. We don't have any money right now. So oh, damn it. Oh, there was some hay back there. We could have got that last bale out of the baler. Oh, we still can. We didn't take it back yet. Oh no, we did. That was the first thing we took back. Son of a... Oh. If we could have found another 200 liters of hay on this field somewhere, we could have got that last bale out of the baler. But with the field being really light and with the hay being really light, I just couldn't see it. I mean, now that we got the fert on it, it's easy to see. But there's probably going to be a lot more than a couple hundred liters. But oh, what can you do? Farm sim, such a cruel mistress. When I got back into gaming, like before I got back into gaming, if you would have told me how I'd be gaming in the 3 years since I started gaming again, if you would have told me that the game that has never gotten boring for me, never ever, is a farm simulator, I don't know that I would have believed you. I think I would have gone with racing or flight sim or something. But of all the games, it's farm sim that I always come back to. It's that mod content, man. That's what keeps this game alive. If it was only base game content, I think I would have uninstalled it long ago. Yeah, well, I thought about going with the square baler, but it's twice the price. And then we would have had to rent the wrapper, which is... that big square wrapper is really expensive to lease. But I thought about it. I mean, I imagine in real life you can unload half a round bale. We can bump the other way. Yeah, we can bump the cruise control up a little bit, get this done a bit faster. So we'll finish this up. We're right at just over 2 hours right now, so we'll call it today. And then I'll make some money. I'll do some contract jobs off camera and get all this equipment returned, and then try to figure out a good kind of jumping off point for the next episode. Like whether we want to pick up with more grass work or whether we want to start with the canola harvest. Because we'll need to, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need. barely had any hours on that milk tank. So I think we got quite a bit of our investment back. Like, we didn't lose a lot of money on that. And I think rather than leasing it over and over, I would like to buy it back again. Come on now. Keep moving. I would like to buy it back again. So that means off camera I would need like 20 grand for a tanker. 15 grand for a mixer. That's 35. I want to get a trailer, so we're not leasing that. That'd be another 20. So call it, yeah, 50 or 60 for things that we need to buy, plus another 50 or 60 in the bank. So I need to make 100 grand in contract jobs. I mean, it can be done. I'll do it over the next couple days. But if I get all that sort of in place before the next stream, then next stream we can do whatever we want rather than feeling, I don't know, I don't want to say trapped. That's too strong a word for it. Look at all this hay we left on the field. And when I say we, of course, I mean me. I do think we'll be okay. The only way we're going to survive, though, is contract work. Maybe that's the way the map maker intended it. Because I feel like with what you start with, you could either make money so slowly, right? Just building up very, very slowly, or you could go into debt like we did. But I think there's a pretty narrow crossover between, you know, making money slowly and having a loan big enough where your interest negates any profit that you're making. Like, you can buy one cow, right? What are you going to do with one cow? You'd have to wait a month for there to be enough milk for it to be worth either buying or leasing a trailer to take the milk down and sell it. So I think there's crossovers on both ends. I think there are some maps where you can be profitable, but the gameplay would be so slow. It's like, come on, it is a video game. Try to have some fun here. And on the other side, where you get to a point where you're making so much money so quickly that it all becomes meaningless. When I flipped on my favorite strimmer, watched a little Tarkov this morning, there was a wipe. So everybody's starting from scratch. Nothing. You got like base kit and I want to say 100,000 rubles. I don't know. You don't have much. And they went into like half a dozen raids, and immediately, you know, we're finding fat stacks of loot everywhere and leveling up and just being super awesome. But before the wipe, everybody had so much money that it didn't even mean anything anymore. And I think it's possible in Farm Sim to get to the same point. That's sort of where we were when I put away the save game for V1, right? Because we were making $500,000 on pigs 3 times per season. So that's 1.5 million per season just from pigs. And we didn't need anything. We owned all the land that I could handle. And I was already investing in like wind turbines and gardens and things. So there was really nothing left to buy. All we were going to do from there on out was just make money. And at that point it does, I wouldn't say that it's boring, but it, you know, it's time to move on to the next save game. So I think this is going to be, when we turn this map around, and I believe we will, it's going to be very satisfying. Get that nice feeling of accomplishment. All right, and I missed a little bit there, right there. Try to get that. Yep. There we go. So yeah, we'll be okay, but it's only through contracts that we'll be able to survive. And we've got 190. I mean, we may need to go down to the farm and refill this thing from what's over there. I'm glad we've got that 300, because other than that, we'd have to go down to the store. Oh, no, we can't. The store's closed. We'd have to go down to the store and refill from there. And we can't, so we'd have to wait till tomorrow morning. Yeah, this will work out. We may have enough in here to finish, but if we don't, we'll just refill across the lane. All right, and what time is it? 3:15. Yeah, this is perfect. I'm going to start my evening. And I'm going to take tomorrow off. I'm going to rest my voice, and I know everybody will be busy with family and playing all those video games they're going to get for Christmas. So ain't nobody going to be around. And I will take a day off, I'll rest my voice, and then we'll come back on Saturday. And I don't know. If the Western Shore is at a place where it's ready to be streamed, I guess we'll do that. If not, we'll do something else. Truck sim, maybe. Keep working on the holiday cargoes. Or, oh, that doesn't make sense, though. You can't deliver Christmas presents on the 26th. So, I don't know. We'll figure out something. I'm sure I can look through Steam and come up with a title. Always the little triangle. Always. Every field, no matter how square it is when I start, every field ends with a little triangle. And man, I swear, if we if we run out of fertilizer and have to go back to the yard and put 300 liters in this thing for, like, you know what I mean? For like just a little wee bit, I think we're gonna have to. Maybe, yes. Maybe, where are we at? 40 liters. No, we'll be okay. We'll get this last little bit. We are done. Hang on. Now, here's a good question for you. So my OCD is triggered right now because we got these two little bits right here. But then the realistic sim farmer part of me is like, come on now. If we were to turn the sprayer on, we would be applying way too much fert on these other areas. Conflicted. I say we leave it. We'll leave it. All right. Let's get this right down here. Get the sun in a good place. Set the brake. Leave the motor running. It's been working hard. Come right down here. Turn that off. There you go. That's it. I'll take tomorrow off. We'll see you the day after. Thanks, everybody. If you celebrate Christmas today, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas tomorrow, have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. See you on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. Good night.